Welcome to the show, guys. As the fucking robot and dabbing Bryce says, welcome to episode 59. Everybody is here. We are a day late, not $1 short because we were already $1 short. But we are a day late.
Several dollars short. I don't know about you
several
guys.
dollars fucking short. Actually,
my car insurance came up, and that shit fucking pounded me. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm pretty sad.
Okay, shortest conversation ever. Yeah, we're here though. Happy to be here. A little soggy.
Very soggy.
A little worse for the fucking wear with that.
Soggy.
If you're local, obviously you know
you already know what it is.
That is fucking wet as fuck outside, and it won't stop raining, right?
It really won't.
It actually caused me to miss a day of work because my power went out for like a day.
Yeah, you text me that, and then I was on my way to work, and I was like, man, I hope the power's out. That's right. We have generators, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, at company redacted.
Redacted.
There's like an entire shed dedicated to generators.
The generator is the size of my house. It's pretty fucking.
It's pretty dumb. I hate that.
It's very dumb.
When it turns on, you feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it. Like in the parking lot, it rumbles.
The thing that sucks about that is it doesn't turn the air conditioning back on.
Yeah, because that's non-essential.
In
fucking Florida.
Exactly. With a fucking room full of computers. Nice.
Dumbass.
Anyway, so while we were setting up for the show, I go to Google for just looking for a funny story about the rain in Florida and how it won't stop raining. So I Googled it won't stop raining in Florida. I'm looking for like a funny meme or some shit.
Right.
And I see this MSN.com, and it's an article, and it's citing the Weather Channel. And I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be good at least. Maybe because I heard somewhere
Weather Channel's legit.
Yeah. And I also heard somewhere that we are setting some fucking record or some shit, or close to setting a record for like
most rain in a short period of time or something stupid.
Yeah, some stupid shit. And I was
for
like,
this time of year, obviously. But
yeah. Maybe this will be talking about it or whatever. So I load the webpage.
Right.
And all it is the Weather Channel. Rain just won't stop in Florida.
Okay.
And this is the whole article. I'm going to read it to you. It's not very long. So
okay,
buckle in. It has been a very soggy past few weeks in much of Florida, and more rain is in the forecast. That's the whole fucking article. That's the whole thing.
That's not even a full sentence, technically, I don't think.
That is
like
gold.
So I was like, well, I found what I'm talking about for the show. Cool.
Hey, Floridians. It's raining and there's going to be more rain. All right, thanks for clicking. We got your click. That's going to be ad revenue for us.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Then I'm looking at the page because that's what I thought. And I'm looking at the page and there are no external ads on this page.
Yeah. There's obvious white box.
Michael. Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
what up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
So there's no fucking external ads on the fucking page at all. So they clickbait just to get you to go to their non-existent story. And then maybe they want me to click. Hold on. Maybe they want me to click on, I don't know, one of these other things. New York's waterfalls are huge.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not what the purpose of the Florida rainfall article was.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's broken. I think there's supposed to be a video there, and they just fucked up somehow with like how they like embedded the video, and it's not showing. That's my guess.
Okay, which is a valid guess, but I mean it's MSN.
Yeah, I mean it's MSN. They should have caught this by now.
Weather Channel, come on.
Yeah,
they should have caught it by now because it was on the Weather Channel website too, right?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's
so someone should have figured out that their shit's not working. So yeah, that's some bullshit. They just shit out some content. They're like, here's a sentence and ad revenue.
Sentence and ad revenue.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's wet. It's annoying me.
That's what she said.
Although it is making it easy to peel the bugs off the front of my car, so there's that.
You know what?
True.
There's a silver lining and everything, and I'm just glad that you're able to find that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I can't figure out how to make the chat work on my computer though, so
that's
there's
fine.
that.
You don't need that.
Yeah, I want it though.
Just bugs, Peely bugs. Steely Dan.
Steely Dan band.
Mike says, Patrick, take a bath.
Why?
I guess you stink, bro.
Hold on.
You stank.
Definitely not.
Do you have stink booty?
Did you work today?
Yeah.
Yeah, you stink.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that place has a tainting presence, so you at the very least have evil clinging to your person that you need to wash with washing water.
First of all, there's already evil clinging to my person. Second,
truth. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need a little bit of an explanation on that one.
Let's see.
You got a demon in there? Do I need to?
I figured out how to get to
It's
the
a
chat, so
little-
fuck you.
Oh, good job.
This link.
He says same shirt. Is that the same shirt you wore yesterday?
No, the same shirt I wore at work today.
And
Okay.
yesterday.
And the day before that.
You don't have to lie, bro. It's okay.
You're among friends. We're here for you.
Guys,
We
this
heart
is just
you.
this is just the shirt I wore yesterday.
All right.
It's
Gonna need you to take a
12:43.
bath.
It's 12:43 a.m. So
Wow.
fuck you. I'm funny.
You're so funny.
Anyway, let's fucking move on. Bryce has a thing he wants to talk about. It's I don't know, some shit about Twatch. I don't fucking know.
Twatch? Do you mean twitch.tv? Because
What?
I
Twatch.tv.
on twitch.tv, I am an official affiliate, which means y'all can pay me to be on Twitch now.
Good job.
That's
man.
true.
I have a subscribe button
I'm super
that
happy
if you
for I'm
hit,
jealous.
you pay me $5. Well, you pay me $2.50 and Twitch gets $2.50 because it's a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
But that gets you access to my emote that was approved 2 days ago, so I can use that wherever I want. And it's a sloth with sunglasses. It's fucking awesome.
Nice.
And I'm just super hype about that because I've been wanting this for a while now. I decided my New Year's resolution for this year was to get affiliate. Then I didn't really do anything about it for a few months, and then this month I
Now-
decided to try hard for it. Fucking
How do
got
you
it.
get affiliate?
Nice.
You have to have a minimum of 100 followers. You have to stream for at least 7 streams within that month. And oh god, what were the other requirements? You have to
Also, we'd have to up our game if we were twitching.
Oh yeah, no. If we were twitching, we would have to get the followers first for sure. That's usually the hardest for a lot of people. Is that one? You have to have at least 3 viewers at once on average for the month. So each stream you have an average viewer list for. If you stream 5 hours, at one point you had 8 people, but the rest of it you had none or 1.
Mm-hmm.
It would average out to where you're under 3, and you have to do that for the month. And right now I'm sitting at 4.5 for the month. But
Nice.
I've been consistently getting like 8 or 9 people in my stream constantly, with spikes up to 16, which is really nice and really
Nice.
cool because I only just really started streaming hardcore again recently. So I've been getting a lot of support, which is nice. And people have been coming to hang out and playing games. I play through Battletech, which do you guys know Mech Warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
Mech Warrior, like on the PC many moons ago, was my fucking jam.
It's
love that
fucking
shit.
amazing. Battletech is a new Mech Warrior game that's based off like the tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not in first person perspective. It's all controlling the units from above and like moving them certain distances and then firing and using different weapons.
Kind of.
It's a tactical game, kind of like XCOM. Fucking
Oh,
amazing game,
Cool.
right? I beat that recently, and people really liked watching that. And I just started Danganronpa 2, which is a visual novel mystery.
I just read that. That's funny.
It's like a detective type style thing where it's a bunch of people on an island, and they're told they have to kill each other.
Cool.
But they're all like, "No, we're not going to do that." But
No.
the only way to leave the island is if you kill someone and you get away with it. And there's basically a trial that gets held, and everyone has to guess who the killer is. If they guess wrong, they all die. If they guess right, only the killer dies.
Oh.
So it's something to where it's really cool. I just started that, and I'm in the middle of the first case, and it's fucking insane already. Someone admitted to the crime, and it's very, very, very much so the case that they're not the one who did it. So we're not sure why they admitted to it. I think they want to kill everyone. They're just like, fuck it, I'm taking everyone down. I'm gonna make them think it's
Well,
me.
that would be their way to guarantee themselves off the island. I mean, that's a fucking perfect scenario.
Because if that person gets chosen as the killer, they die
And
too.
they're wrong.
And everyone's wrong. They die too because they weren't the killer. Only the killer gets off. So this person's admitting to the crime when they didn't do it.
Maybe that is
It's
a
a
way to
suicide
flush
thing.
out. No, because let's say you're the killer and I'm admitting I'm the killer.
Right.
The whole time I'm like, I'm the killer. Listen, it's me. I know it's me. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Right. And then I'm convinced everybody. Well, now you're actually the killer. And you
Right.
know that if I've fucking convinced everybody that we're all going to die and you're not getting off the island.
The killer does get off the island. That's the whole thing. If they guess wrong for any reason, the killer will always get off the island.
I thought everybody dies.
No, everyone dies except the killer. That's
Well,
the
then
thing.
that person's the killer, and so that person's the killer. So that's what I just said. So if I'm the killer, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm the killer.
No. If they guess correctly on the killer, only the killer dies. All right, so
Yeah, if you
A
Oh,
killed
okay,
someone.
okay.
B did
I
not.
understand.
B's admitting
I
to it.
follow.
B
Yeah.
does it. Everyone dies except for A.
Oh yeah, then there is no fucking reason to do that.
I know. So I want to know
Suicide.
what the reasoning is. The only thing I can think of is that they're crazy, and we're gonna get into this whole backstory thing throughout the trial. But it's fucking insane. That's my whole point. It's really cool game.
I
It's
think
really
it's a way
like
to flush
stylized.
out. I think it's a way to flush out the actual killer. I think there's a reason that would fuck up their plan somehow.
I honestly think that he gave up hope, and he thinks that everyone's not deserving of salvation, so he wants everyone to die. I think that's my personal thing. Is that he's like, you know what? Fuck everyone. We're all dying together. I hate you guys. Like that kind of thing. Because there's been some weird
It's
shit
not
with this
fucking
guy.
yawning, and it's really getting on my nerves. Where's my soda at?
Me too, man. I'm fucking tired.
You
Don't
guys
be
need to
bitchy.
caffeine up. Like Jesus. I'm not used to being the only one awake.
Listen, I did the opposite of caffeine. It's not my fault.
I mean, that's true.
I
I slept for 12 hours last night, so
nice.
that's probably why I'm
Honestly,
all like, yeah.
At 4,
Between-
I'm drinking water for some dumbass reason.
because you're an idiot.
Just drink
Between
We'll be fine.
between Destiny 2 and Elite Dangerous and work, I don't
don't
go to
sleep.
sleep. Yeah.
You guys need nappies.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
But yeah, that's my whole Twitch thing. I'm
Yeah,
a
no,
feeling
dude,
now. If you guys ever
fucking-
want to check it out, it's twitch.tv/Ocarcius.
I'm proud of you.
congratulations though.
Just come through and
Seriously.
drop a sub. If
Yeah,
you have
that's a
Twitch
big
Prime, you
deal.
can sub to me for free. So just do that because you don't Twitch. You know, if you don't use Twitch, just do that because then you're supporting me, which in turn helps support the podcast. So
It does
to
help
help.
support Bryce. Eventually, the PB&J stream will be in direct competition with Bryce, to which at that time we'll ask all of you.
we are not in direct competition, right?
Redirect your subs.
We're just we're affiliates of each other. We're under the same banner. We'll start a stream team. That's actually a thing. It's
It's
actually really cool. You can set up like it's almost like a guild where it's just like these are streamers a part of this team. So if you like this one, these are other people who are similar to them, either because of the games they play or their personalities or their styles. Like there are some teams that are like positivity team to where they never get negative, they never curse or anything like that. So all right, this is all safe. These are all safe streamers that I can watch that won't like do these things I don't like.
Okay. That's cool.
So but the reason I actually said that though
It's
is
because we're switching to Twitch.
Bryce is working on a setup for us for Twitch. There's a bit more to it than what we had to do for YouTube's. And granted, in reality, we could put much higher quality stuff up on YouTube. We just don't honestly have the time for full blown video editing and such at this point in our lives.
Fuck that.
Which we won't be doing for Twitch anyway. But the setup,
Yeah, but that's all in real time. It's all like
yeah. The stuff that he's doing for the setup though, because we want it to be nice. I'm sure we'll keep our YouTube going. It just won't be live anymore, or we'll have to.
we're
look
gonna
into how
post the
that
videos.
works.
Essentially, we're gonna export the videos that we do on Twitch because Twitch automatically archives it. Just export it to the YouTube, and then it'll be there too. But I'm working on layouts and all that fun stuff, and getting all the
reason we're
big
doing
counters and shit.
Is because on Twitch there's people that are actually looking for live stuff to look at, right?
Yep.
And they're looking specifically for podcasts because the IRL stream is the most popular category.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where you can. There's a lot of people who do live streaming, and I think we'll have a good time there.
YouTube, not so much. I mean, our videos, we only get like 5 or 6 views here or there, kind of depending. Sometimes 10, 15, 20. I mean, I see that spikes or whatever. That's just me opening and closing the video.
Probably. You just click on it. Is it?
But
okay.
But what I'm saying, it's this whole thing originated only because we wanted to talk to each other in real time, and we're like, why the fuck are we not just putting this out there? Yeah. So anyway, long story short, look for some cool Twitch shit in the future.
Yeah, we'll make announcements, of course, when it.
Yeah, we'll post it up on the social media, and we'll make it to where what we'll probably end up doing is whenever we go live, we'll have like a little thing we can post up on Facebook so you guys can see when we go live on Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe we can probably even send the we're live notification out through YouTube, just not stream the video. Put the video up after the fact.
Yeah.
So either way, there'll be a way to be notified. So for people like Michael, for example, he knows we're here right now because he has our YouTube
thing to where it beeps at him.
Yeah, he did the stupid thing. Not to change gears.
bell.
Click the bell if you'd like notifications when my new videos come up. Also, click like and subscribe. Should we get a Patreon? Tell us if we should get a Patreon. Anyway.
Oh my god, you go too far into it right now.
Give me your money. That's the thing, right? Yeah. Don't stop me, Jordan. I'm on a roll with people giving us our money.
Us our money?
Continue.
Us our money.
How'd they get our money to give us?
I don't know.
Are these Patrick's bad at business, bro?
Bad at business. I'm like, listen, guys, I need you to pay us money on Patreon.
Oh, we're gonna have a PBnJ Twitch, John. I've made a PBnJ podcast Twitch that I will be going live with.
He said no.
He said no. That's okay.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna say that's for the Patreon.
Yeah, no Patreon.
No Patreon.
Oh, he said
we're not.
John, you're not supposed to actually listen to the things I say. That was a conversation between me, Bryce, and Jordan. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, 2 no's on our end, so
why are you eavesdropping?
We're with John on that.
Where's the fucking eavesdrop?
We're with John on that. 100%. No doubt about it.
No Patreon.
No Patreon.
All right.
One day, maybe when this is something where we could actually switch over to
Patrick/Patreon. I'm still accepting.
All right, you make a Patreon for yourself. We'll see how that goes.
I will, and I'll like dance or something for.
Good luck, Bubba.
It's like legal stripping, which is already legal.
All right, this is weird. I'm gonna have to ask us to change topics some way or somehow. Jordan, save us.
Jordan, do a thing.
So
get rid of Patrick's thing.
Patrick's thing.
I thought you were supposed to be making it better, Bryce.
Yeah, right? Well, there was one other thing actually that Patrick wanted to show. It made me laugh a lot. It was a Wesh 2 News story about a hotel pool.
A hotel pool. It's so amazing.
Yeah. What was this? I didn't get this.
You didn't look at this?
No.
It's so funny.
I was busy all day.
You need to look at the fucking funny things I share.
I was busy. When'd you share it? Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy all day. That's why.
Patrick, tell John like what you're talking about.
So, while at work, intently working, I came across this article, and it's this hilarious photo of a hotel pool has gone viral, and I'm like, okay, hotel pool. Essentially, the first picture, I'll put it on our Facebook too.
Yeah,
maybe we could share it in the chat. I could probably share it in the chat. The first picture it looks like an infinity pool. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where the edge of the pool go to the very end, the water like runs off. Yep. And in the background, it looks like a skyline view. It looks amazing, right?
Right.
Then there's the pool is. And it's like a tiny little
half a jacuzzi.
Half a jacuzzi. It really is.
It's like half a jacuzzi, and basically the person just put the camera right on the edge.
Yeah.
And took a straight forward picture to get the whole pool.
Oh my god.
To make
it's so amazing.
Gorgeous. The first picture is gorgeous. Like that looks like a
anyone will tell you from the MySpace days, it's all about the angles. MySpace angles were a thing. They're a thing for pools too. Hashtag facts.
This proves it. Vietnam proved it.
Vietnam proved it.
Well, it is though. So this is somebody that was going on vacation, right? They used booking.com, our hotel pool in Vietnam. They did booking.com, and there's the 2 photos side by side. And the booking.com website, they fucking feature this beautiful, serene swimming pool, and it's actually it's slightly bigger than a bathtub is actually how this fucking does it. What's funny though is it's now gotten over 80,000 fucking retweets and 170,000 favorites. And Twitter users are just fucking blowing it up. People are like, you got bamboozled. I can't believe you got catfished by a hotel.
God damn. That is savage. I love that. That's savage.
Yes. So
straight savage.
Pretty fucking awesome, right? I don't know how to share this with you guys.
We'll put it on Facebook.
We'll put it on Facebook.
You know what? I'll do it right now.
Do it right now.
Keep talking, guys.
So there was actually now Wesh was kind of on fire. Hey, there's a link. Just click the link. Wesh was on fire today.
Like literally?
On Twitch.
No, good job. That was fast.
That was fast.
It's a little creepy, but we appreciate it. So Wesh, I didn't know that they had so many fire stories. So what's funny is, and I think that the reason Wesh was in like my feed today was because I did click on some stupid vape story they had about how vaping causes wet lung. And this girl fucking got this crazy
What the hell's wet lung?
almost disease, some fucking bullshit, doesn't exist. And it turned out that she had like asthma and an upper respiratory thing and was allergic to something. And like none of it had to do with her vaping. It's just because she had just recently started to vape. That's what they associated,
they associated with it. And it probably doesn't help that she was in that panic mode where she's like, oh, why do I feel this way? Oh, I just started this new thing. It must be that. But really, she felt like that the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She was just overly aware because she was trying to figure out if there was any negative consequences. And therefore, she noticed the shit that's been going on.
So
it's like
then I came across another one that was, this one's not funny exactly, honestly, at all. But it fucking scares me a little bit because we have panthers in Florida.
Yeah,
right?
We do. Yeah.
They're not the most common things in the world.
They're
not
here. But you know,
they out here, fam. They got shooters out here.
In Seattle, apparently, cougars are also not very common. Mountain lions. Apparently,
cougars are common in Seattle.
Yeah, they said they've got 2,000 in all of Washington. So that's a lot to me. If it's more than one,
all of
mine was. I was talking about cougars.
He's talking about cougars. Yeah,
that was my joke.
Man,
and like a frog, we were able to dissect that joke, but it died in the process. Thanks for killing another frog, Jordan.
Down fucking bicyclists.
Oh shit!
Right? Yeah. Could you imagine that? Shit your fucking pants, dude. For real,
bro. I would suddenly be a god at pedaling. I'd be like
pedaling. I don't think
you see my fat ass, and I'm just struggling on that bike. All of a sudden, that panther comes up. I'm the fucking Flash. Got to get faster.
You don't think we
just got to get faster,
Iris?
Pumping those fucking pedals like my life depended on it, because it does. Because a panther will kill you, or a cougar will kill you. They've got knives in their paws. Knives.
That's true.
They do. So here's the fucked up part, though. And they're like, they did everything they were supposed to do, but something was wrong with this cougar. Essentially, they got on the the cougar followed them. It charged at him. It even smacked one of them off of his bike and then ran off. Okay. So they got back on their bikes. The cougar returned, bit one of them in the head, and shook him around.
Jesus.
Okay. Now somebody died. So I mean, I don't want to talk disrespect for them or whatever, but that sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
the
it's the
one
guy
that
who
died. No. The one that died, he pounced on him and drug him back to his den.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You're a real downer tonight.
I know. So 30 miles east of Seattle, right? First fatal cougar attack in the state in 94 years.
Yeah, like they don't kill us for food. Most of the time they pounce at us because they're like fuck you, get out of my territory, or they're scared of something, right? That if it dragged it to the den, that cougar was trying to eat.
Yeah.
So it did try to eat, though. You know, they found the second guy in the fucking cave of the den of the fucking cougar with the cougar laying on it. The cop had to shoot his gun to scare the thing away to be able to get the guy out. Who's dead? He's dead at that point.
You see, at that point, if it's laying on him, like cougar's life matters or whatever, shoot the fucking cougar. Like, I'm sure it's endangered.
Well, no. They allow 250 up to 250 a year in 50 zones because they have its population
one
control.
Of the 250. Just pop them.
No. They should have killed that one right then and there.
That's my feelings on it.
They shouldn't have scared and actually, that's one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about was, do you think that they should have put the animal down right then and there?
Yes.
First of all.
I do, because that thing was hunting a human. Like I'm usually very, very like reserved or about things like this, where most of the time I'm on the animal side for certain things, right? But there are certain circumstances where I can't be on the animal side.
Here's
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but the Harambe thing was handled correctly.
Oh yeah, no, of course it was.
Headshot to Harambe, like he had the kid. Honestly, the parents are at fault for that situation even occurring to begin with.
Yeah, but once it killed somebody,
well, Harambe didn't kill anyone, but Harambe had the kid with him, and while Harambe was like not hurting the child, the fact that they couldn't risk tranking him, because if he got tranked and got angry, he might have smashed the kid. Yep. So
you can't take chances in a situation.
No, you really can't.
Take chances in a situation.
You're talking about an animal that can fucking crush your skull.
Yeah. Peaceful animal. He's trained.
A full-grown man could die to a gorilla crushing his skull. Like, and this was like a 4 or 5-year-old child. So
here's
even
the
easier. Squish your head.
Right? With this cougar attack, they're like, they did the right thing, and I think this is fucked up of them, because they said the one that got pounced on and got killed and drug into the den and whatnot, he ran. Like, he jumped off his bike and tried to run.
That's not the right thing.
Okay. Which I think, because I have cats, if I fuck with my cat and then try to run away from it, or if it's fucking with me because cats are fucking assholes. Actually, I seen this cool thing earlier, and it was, how do you know if your cat's an asshole? It's a cat.
It's a cat.
So like, that's the actual answer. And it's true. I mean, cats are cool or whatever, but they're not.
They can be little assholes.
Exactly.
They're like that college roommate that loves pranks, but doesn't like being pranked. They can't get it dished out to them.
Yeah.
They can only do the dishing out.
Yeah, they get mad.
Yeah.
They're little bitches.
And that's how cats are. They'll fucking prank you all day. They'll run into your legs, trip you, they'll swat at you. But the moment you try and fuck with them, they're like, hey, stop it. That's so rude. Why would you do that?
So for the fucking authorities, though, to come out and say they did the right thing.
This is what miseducating.
It shouldn't have happened. I don't know what you should do. I mean, I'm honest.
You don't run,
but you definitely don't fucking run, right?
No. Not with a cougar attack.
First of all,
you're supposed to make a bunch of noise, and you're supposed to like be imposing as a presence for cougars and mountain lions. You're supposed to try and scare them off. And while granted, this cougar is obviously fucking starving or something desperate's going on, and it's coming back for these people. But you're supposed to like be intimidating to where it thinks these guys aren't worth the effort, to where I could get hurt doing this, and therefore I should find some easier prey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, they even have like rattlesticks and shit you can buy, so you have noisemakers for if a cougar or mountain lion's around. If you run, you are automatically signaling every instinct in that cougar to pounce the fuck out of you.
Well, yeah,
you are prey at that point.
And even if you didn't eat him, now you're his fucking toy or whatever.
Yeah, now you're gonna get batted around at the very least. Yeah. He's gonna bat you around. He'll play with you.
That shit's a little fucking scary though, man. Because we have panthers. Like when I lived in South Florida, like that was a thing. Like you'd hear about it way more often. And apparently,
we have a whole football team of panthers.
Yeah,
so many panthers down here.
So many fucking panthers. I fucking hate you.
I'm gonna hang up.
But that's why the Florida Panthers are here, because we have Panthers the cat. This is a real thing. We could die.
Now,
alligators, panthers.
Let me actually. I was about to say before, to close.
Florida
this out,
is the Australia
of the United States.
The United States.
Question: what are you more scared of, alligator or cougar? I'm gonna say cougar.
Cougar, yeah.
Depends on the circumstances, to be honest.
You're on land, not water.
Are there trees nearby?
There's trees.
If there's trees, cougar.
But you got to run though. Like
cougar still. Just run zigzag. Alligator's fucked. Cougar. No, that's something they teach you in elementary school in Florida. Is if you do have a gator run at you, you have to run in a zigzag because their turning radius is fucked and a bunch of other shit.
And that does not mean. Hold on, it doesn't mean to do this. Look,
it doesn't mean like to a quick little like 2-second zigzag, because they can just run in a straight line and eat your ass. No, you're supposed to run like a long ways this way to where they turn to follow you that way, and then you cut, and then they have to turn to be able to continue following. And that's where they lose time, and that's where you
have to go far though.
You have to go far in a zigzag.
And because if you're just doing this, they're just going to be able to hit you. You actually have to make them try to change direction.
Yeah, you have to make them use their turn rate. You use their turn radius against them by making them go far in order to chase you down.
But they are faster than us.
They're a lot faster than us. It's
careful.
just that's where the zigzag comes in, because their turning radius sucks dick. Thank God for that.
Yeah, it does. All right, so I think that what we're gonna do real quick, because I know we have some cool shit coming up. Jordan has a cool list. Bryce, has been watching sitcoms.
I have been.
So
That's going to be good.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, BRB.
Sounds good. So I'm going to need some clarification from the possible troll in our chat while we're on break. What do you mean by underwater markets?
I'm pretty sure that this is
A bot?
A bot.
Because that's a random question. I mean, technically, we were talking about things that would involve zoology, so it's possible it's real. But I'm curious as what they mean by underwater markets. Because zoology isn't about markets. I mean, if you were saying...
No.
Like, what does that even mean?
Right? Agreed.
I don't understand the question.
Because what role will aquatic life play in this transition?
What?
One, zoology is the study of animals across the board. So there's no like
marine biology.
Well, yeah, there's that, but also like it's not like zoology suddenly like, oh shit, there's water. All of zoology's water now. Like
that's dumb.
I'm gonna guess that that's a bot, and it has a troll ass name to begin with, so it's just like stupid bot.
Yeah,
that's like obvious delete me bot.
Oh, message deleted. Who did that?
I did.
Oh, good. That was dumb. That didn't make any sense.
If you're a real person and you're actually watching us and you want us to answer the question, rephrase it, explain it to me like I'm 5, and then I'll be able to.
No, I deleted it, Michael.
Because if you can explain it to me like I'm 5, and because I think you're just using the wrong words there. If you are real, and not just like a chatbot.
Hold on.
Launching a Falcon 9 right now.
They are
right now.
I think so. It says
Elon
it's live.
Musk, my musky daddy.
Bangabandu 1 launch, SpaceX Falcon 9 launch and landing of the Bangabandu Satellite 1 mission.
Bangabandu. I haven't heard anything about a launch today. It's usually all on my Facebooks.
It's not here, I don't think.
SpaceX.
Yeah, it's from
the Satellite 1 mission.
Is it in the Fornia?
It's already been launched.
Virginia.
There's a replay available.
Yeah. It launched out of Virginia.
Virginia.
Oh, this is part of the testings for the network they're going to be doing. If I think I'm understanding this correctly.
I don't know. This is the worst description ever. I can't. Never mind. I'm closing.
Geotransitory orbit for approximately 33 minutes after launch. Served as the first flight of the 9 Block 5, the final substantial upgrade to SpaceX 9's launch vehicle. Final 9 Block 5 is designed to be capable of 10 or more flights with very limited refurbishment as SpaceX continues to strive for rapid reusability and extremely high reliability. Following stage separation.
That's really cool. This is the next upgrade.
Yeah, this is the final upgrade, supposedly.
That's sweet.
Or at least part of the final upgrades.
So let me,
because I know that they're doing this, and I mean they're doing this for so many reasons, but one of the big reasons why they want
Mars.
Well, no, for the reusables. Mars is not the reason for the reusables. Let's be real here. That's a send them off. Good luck. The reusables is because they're going to be launching so many fucking satellites soon for the low orbit fucking satellite internet that Musk is coming out with. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, but I didn't think it was real.
No, it's real.
Does that mean better Wi-Fi?
Essentially, it means a consistent satellite coverage that doesn't have shitty ass latency issues, so buffering won't be a thing.
That'd be nice.
And the reason why people weren't doing this before is because
free?
No, it's a paid service, but it's super cheap, like stupid cheap, like cheaper than our cable internet, and it's for satellite, which is notorious for being expensive.
I wonder
if the coverage
is
going to be fucking everywhere. It might suck, but at the very least, it's better than what people have currently for the satellite users. So at the very least, it's going to be a huge upgrade for all the rural parts of America.
That's true. Oh yeah, so that it could be virtually 100% coverage because of satellite.
And that's the idea. Is they're launching a fuck ton of satellites in low orbit to make up for the lack of coverage one satellite would do, because they can afford it, because they have reusable rockets. they're not going to be incurring as high a cost for each launch, so they can actually afford to launch so many. That's the idea behind it anyway, and that's what they're striving for. And I think that with these new upgrades, I mean, each launcher is getting at least 10 uses with minimum refurbishment. That's insane.
That's awesome. That's sick. Hell yeah.
Hey, Bryce, Jordan.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't have unprotected Vex. You might get harpies.
What if I want harpies?
That
I like wings.
you're a dork. I'll be right back.
Then again, I guess the harpies in Destiny don't have wings. I was going for the mythology base. Both of you went away. Neither of you have cams on. You've left me alone with our audience.
Yes, I have.
You motherfucker. All right, let me go ahead and bring up my shit then. Because I've got things to talk about that you want to hear. Do, do. I'm just looking for anything else that would be interesting. Just for funsies. Absolutely nothing. All right, cool.
Hey, Bryce.
Yes,
Bryce.
that is me.
Why can't hunters or warlocks lose their virginity?
Why?
Because they can't smash.
Hey, only Titans can smash. I haven't seen Deadpool yet. Soon, Michael. Soon, I will be seeing it. I'm gonna be going with someone. They're just not available yet. I'm waiting on them. But I want to see it super badly. So no spoilers, or I'll cut extremities off, starting with your fun bits. Yeah. So keep that in mind. But you can say if it was good or not. That's not a spoiler. Because obviously it was good. It was fucking Deadpool.
I know a spoiler.
You shut the fuck up then.
Okay, last Destiny 2 thing that says my Destiny 2 team, and it's 4 Guardians. One says me, no mic, never listens, different language.
Perfect. I'll let you know what I think about it, because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do a little bit of diving, because it involves time travel, which is already like, I'm hoping that Deadpool can gloss over in a way I accept, because time travel in movies is already like a huge, like, universe breaking fucking thing. So I'm hopeful. But I like Deadpool 1. It was fantastic. And even with the budget cuts, they made a movie that was fantastic. And in some ways were better because of the budget cuts.
I disagree.
You just don't like Deadpool because you're a fucking idiot. You just don't like good things. You also don't like Stranger Things.
You don't like Deadpool?
I'm surprised you like Game of Thrones. Because I figured that would be too mainstream a thing for you to like.
I don't hate things that are mainstream. I hate things that are dumb.
I haven't heard you say you hate yourself once.
Comment
I
redacted.
very, very much so hate myself.
I'm curious what the comment redacted would have been.
Michael, unredact your comment and then redact it later.
And then re-redact it.
When he unredacts it?
Unredact it.
When it's unredacted, I'm going to screenshot it.
When he unredacts it, he's just going to say Jordan's fucking dumb.
Probably. I'm not going to disagree. So
I'm so disappointed in you, Jordan. Like,
I love you too.
I mean, I love you. I do. It's just,
Okay.
I don't understand why you have to hate Deadpool.
Are we coming back?
Yeah, we're coming back.
Are we doing Roseanne?
Probably the conspiracies to start off.
The conspiracies? How about Jordan's thing?
You want to do Jordan's first, then conspiracies, then Roseanne?
I do.
Let me.
Well, no, because I want to split you.
Okay, so
What?
Giggity. So conspiracies, Jordan than me, or Roseanne, Jordan than conspiracies?
No, do the conspiracies first. We'll come back. We'll come back. We'll do that. I'll bring us in. I'll bring us into you. All over the place. And
no, just in me apparently.
Yeah,
not even all over the place. You're just like gunning for let's get in you, Bryce.
And then more Bryce, and then some more Bryce after that, and then we'll end the show. And
should I get some lube?
No lube.
Oh, bite the pillow. I'm going in
bite
dry.
the pillow, motherfucker. All right, you ready?
Sure, man. I'll get my guns ready. I just realized I didn't stop throughout that whole break. Whoops. Sorry, Jordan.
You motherfucker.
Love you.
No, you don't.
That's
if it helps at all, we'll be coming back in at around 41:21.
Type that in the Hangouts because I'm not gonna know.
I'll type it in the Hangouts. Hold on.
That's funny.
Did that go? Oh. There we go. All right. So.
Pretty sure he wants to kill yourself.
I mean, okay. Gun 1, gun 2.
Oh, hang on. Pause.
This bitch.
Okay, I'm recording.
You know what? Hold on. I'll stop it, and then I can edit it out. I'll find it for you, so you don't get mad at me. So I stopped the audio. Now I'm recording again. There. So I will cut out the bit, and I'll fix it. But finger guns up. Ready? 3.
Holy shit.
Oh wait. I might want to shoot first. Sorry.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Go.
Why was that so difficult? Welcome back.
Don't ask me,
Oh, we had
I just work here.
Yeah. We had a normal break. Probably much funnier than the whole show, to be perfectly honest.
At least parts of it was. We had a weird troll bot in chat. That was fun.
We did. So for sure, if you're only listening to the audio version, you're wondering what the fuck are they talking about, check us out on YouTube. See what we do during our breaks. It's a little bit weird.
It's mainly just them abandoning me while I sit here.
Yeah. And Bryce sits there.
So if you want to see that,
check out the video.
I guess check out the video. And I'll try
also,
to hold back the tears.
Then for some reason we just couldn't get our shit together to come back, but
we couldn't. It was really bad. But we are here, and you're hearing it, so we succeeded. So fuck all that noise.
We got some shit.
We do.
And honestly, what's funny is normally, because I did some newsy type stuff today. Normally, I'm the conspiracy theorist. However, I think that Bryce has some stuff that might kind of be up that alley. I don't know. He didn't really tell me about it, or he did, and I ignored it.
I've taken refuge in your corner because I want you to sit in my lap this time.
All right.
Yeah, I knew you'd be down. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some mysteries in our history that may or may not ever get solved.
Mysteries.
Sounds
like a segment.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Do we put a jingle here? Like, what the fuck?
Mysteries with our histories.
Dun, 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 everything's bad. So one of the things I wanted to talk about first, it's one of those top 5 lists. But these are a few things that I thought were really weird. Okay. The first one is we still don't know who made the marathons, the Boston Marathon bombs. So we know for sure that the brothers, the Snarnev, I can never say it right, brothers.
They don't deserve for you to say it right. So.
Yeah, fuck those guys. They're assholes. Yeah. They smuggled 2 homemade bombs to the finish line of the Boston Marathon. They detonated devices. Shit was bad. Boston Marathon's big event. Fucking dicks. It was for charity too. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. So that is crazy though. That you're because I mean you're right. So like all of the science and tech and whatnot we don't know who made these. Now were they professionally done or is this some shit they just did?
No, these are amateur bombs, but what it is they didn't have any kind of bomb kits. They didn't have anything showing that they purchased the materials necessary. They were pressure cooker bombs. They didn't even buy a fucking pressure cooker in the last like 5 years on anything. So it's one of those things where they didn't have the materials to do it necessarily. I mean, maybe they got them through cash transactions, shady back deals, but then they would have to have the knowledge, which neither of these guys are smart. If you saw their attempts to escape and like hide, they're not smart. One guy hid in a boat.
The boat. Yeah.
The one guy hid in a
dumbass.
He was just like, they'll never find me. But there's a good chance that there is a guy who is in connection with both of them, but also was in connection with the FBI. A Daniel Morley. He was a local and more than casual acquaintance of the brothers. And honestly, dude was like the fucking Unabomber. He had a bunch of posts on his shit that was all like, you know, rebellion and all that crap.
Yeah. Okay.
When they broke into his house, he had fertilizer. He had a pressure cooker, the same type that was used in the bombs. Fucking thermite recipes, all kinds of shit that is just like.
Thermite is really cool.
Thermite's cool as shit.
It's super cool. I don't know.
Really
like,
not good for
a bomb.
You don't
know what it is though. It burns.
Burns
like,
super hot.
Super hot. Like it'll melt through steel.
In a contained area.
Yeah. It's super
like
cool.
Where it is where it burns. So
like if you put if you put a good bit of it on somebody's hood of their car and light it'll burn right down into the engine block.
Yeah, it's fucked. Jeez. So he gets arrested, and what ended up happening is the FBI came in and they closed the orders on arresting him, and they freed him from custody without explanation. And they arranged for him to go to a mental health facility until 1 month after the trial of the brothers ended. And it ends up that the feds were in this guy's neighborhood like weeks before the bombing. So they were already like kind of investigating this guy, and then all of a sudden they bail him out of jail. The theory is that the FBI fucked up. This guy was either supposed to be an informant on the brothers, and the FBI were using him, or something, but they didn't actually prevent the bombing. So rather than have come to light that one of the most successful, like hard-hitting terrorist attacks was successful because the FBI didn't do their job.
Meaning that maybe they knew there was going to be a bombing. They were trying to catch it all happening. Fucked up.
And then they're like, well, we're going to get this guy out of jail and get him somewhere like a lighter sentence, lighter facility, all that stuff. So that way he doesn't tell about the fact that we fucked up.
Interesting.
So
okay. I mean, I could buy that.
So that's another one. Another one I wanted to talk about is the sinking of the SS Castle Moreau, which was a luxury cruise back in the 1920s. And then essentially, it was one of those boats where they realized due to loopholes in the law, if we just take people out into the water, they can drink all they want.
Yeah.
Because it was during the Prohibition and all that. So one of those boats, the Castle Moreau, on September 7th of 1934, he went to his cabin to rest because his stomach hurt. And then he was discovered dead hours later with the ship on fire. The fire broke out in the storage locker. And the fact that it was a woodwork ship and it'd been completely soaked in alcohol because everyone's fucking drunk as shit on the ocean. Just fucking
fire crazy.
Yeah. And this was like Prohibition booze. So this was like pure moonshine.
This is moonshine.
This is like highly flammable shit. It was like pouring gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone was like, what the fuck started this fire? And essentially, during the time, they couldn't figure out what started it. But later in more our years, experts suspected that the chief radio engineer, George W. Rogers, was the likely arsonist. Why? Because previous place he worked had a fire after the owner accused Rogers of stealing equipment. The radio repair shop he bought after the ship sank, that he made it back as a survivor. That burnt to the ground after it failed to turn a profit. And then after his shop burned down, he joined the police and tried to murder his captain with a bomb for asking suspicious questions about the Castle Moreau. And after he was released, he killed 2 people over a debt he owed him. So this guy, a debt? He owed a debt to 2 people, so he just fucking shot him.
I heard a debt he owed him, and I was like, what the fuck's a debt he owed him?
Well, it's similar to a Henway.
Hey, what's a Henway?
Patrick, you're so dumb.
5 or 6 pounds. So yeah, this guy was either this guy was a fucking serial arsonist, or he had the worst fucking luck in the entire world. He must have wore like,
or both.
Maybe he had like flint shoes.
Yeah, right.
Shit, with another fire. Damn it.
I mean, it is possible that
everything was on accident.
Everything was a coinky dink.
But
more than likely not. And the one that really fucking ties it in is the
radio shop after.
Not even the attempt to killing his
the captain for asking
captain
questions.
for asking questions.
That's a dead.
That's like
giveaway.
silencing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking ridiculous. And then the last one I really wanted to talk about, because there's two others I could, but
You can
don't
just
really
give
matter.
us the names of those.
Yeah, for those the other two, one of them was did World War II pilots really see Foo Fighters? The answer is yes. They did see Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters?
Dave
Foo
Grohl
Fighters.
was alive in the 40s?
You guys didn't know about Foo Fighters? Okay, back in the 1940s, I'll do a quick synopsis. There were pilots on both sides of the war who claimed to see lights that followed them.
Yes.
So the pilots dubbed these things Foo Fighters because they weren't enemy combatants. They weren't spy ships or anything. They just kind of followed them around. So they're like, all right, it's fucking Ghost. It's a Foo Fighter, whatever. And the Army flat out did not believe them for a long time until because these lights never appeared on the military's radar. It wasn't until a reporter from the Associated Press picked up the story and propelled it to newspapers across the country. Then the military was like, all right, everyone's talking about this and we don't have an answer, so maybe we should investigate this. And so they started investigating it. And so Foo Fighters, yes, they saw Foo Fighters. What they actually were, we still don't know. And that's the mysterious mystery. The other one was a woman disappeared during 9/11. Basically, it was a woman who was in an apartment. The last footage you could see of her was her running out of a building. And the family wants it to be known that she was running to go help people and then died in the aftermath kind of deal. But it was also heavily implied that she ran away with a lesbian lover and just changed her name and identity because she wasn't happy at home. Based off some information that came out, but the family doesn't want that narrative. So she's been, after a long legal battle, officially recognized as the final victim of the 9/11 attacks, which that's a shitty win if you in my books.
That is a super
like
shitty
it's either
win.
hey, she died a hero or she ran off with her girlfriend. Both are not good.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, if you're fighting to make it not the girlfriend thing, then that's just for you.
Oh, 100% that's for you.
You know, or your embarrassment or whatever, you know.
But the last real one I want to talk about is whether or not the FBI blamed the wrong man for the 2001 anthrax attacks. You guys remember when the anthrax, there were 4 letters sent out with anthrax spores.
Yep.
And spores. The FBI blamed Bruce Ivins.
Are you buffering?
I am. My brain's buffering. Essentially, their biggest subset was Stephen Hatfield, but he sued their ass for $4.6 million for harassing them without any evidence. So, needing a new suspect, they directed their attention to Ivins. Ivins never sued them, and he killed himself. He ended up killing himself, so they just like closed the case on it. But there's a lot of holes in the investigation. One, it would have taken 240 plus hours to cultivate the number of anthrax spores that were needed for the attack. But none of his colleagues saw any missing equipment. They never noticed him doing anything in the lab. Nothing. But the biggest piece of evidence, according to the feds, that proved it was him, because there weren't any spores in his car, in his home, or anything. So there was no like residue of spores somewhere. And these are microscopic things. So it's not like it's pretty easy to have like trace elements of it on you if you're fucking with it. But the biggest evidence is he's the creator of the specific strain that was used in the attacks, which that's like a big ass sign saying, hey, I created the weapon and then I used the weapon. I'm the killer.
What was supposed to be his motive?
There is none.
Yeah.
They're like, he's probably a terrorist. And then they shut the case. And this guy Ivins had provided a bunch of samples of that specific strain to any researcher requesting them. So it's one of those things where even if he was the creator, he had sent these samples out to any researcher who was asking for them. Because this was before the big terrorist attack. It was right in the aftermath of 9/11, but these research samples were sent out before everything went crazy. So it's one of those things where if you're asked for nobody thought that this would be used in this way, and it's one of those things where if a researcher sent you an email saying, "Hey, I'm working on that, I need that strain so I can test some things," you're like, "All right, for science," and you just mail that shit out. Obviously, you don't.
Science.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. None of the scientific evidence against him was like really legitimate. They even had a National Research Council that released a report saying all that was bullshit. But the FBI refuses to revisit their findings or allow an independent inquiry. They say the case is closed and that's it, because the guy committed suicide. So it's like a nice.
They know they're wrong. They know it's not really gonna bite them in the ass.
But because the case is already closed and it's a nice, neat closing of the case, they're just like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
There hasn't been more anthrax, so it's
Yeah.
done. So those are the main ones.
Man, that's crazy. But why would he go down then? I mean,
why did he kill himself? There's so many reasons that could have been. We don't know. We don't know what happened. For all we know, the FBI was like, we really need this to happen, and then faked his, fake assassination, made it look like he killed himself, so that way they could have a nice, neat end. Because the guy they did try sued them for $4.6 million, and in the times that they were, you needed a success rate, because all of a sudden there are successful terrorist attacks happening in the United States, and everyone was looking to fry somebody. So it's one of those things where either you look really bad and you get sued, or you find a nice, neat little cleanup to the case, so that way everyone gets off your ass. And the FBI, they're not above some fuckery.
Nope.
I'm saying.
So that's some
conspiracy shit.
Conspiracy ass fucking shit, Bryce. I appreciate that.
That's interesting.
Your corner smells weird. You should probably shower.
Shut up. Fuck you, Michael. No. I'm just kidding. I would, however, and hopefully anyway, because I don't fucking know what he wants to talk about. Jordan has a thing. We barely heard your voice. I want to hear your voice.
Love us, Jordan.
Okay, I love you.
I want you to say, okay, we'll accept that, but I want you to you had a list.
The thing you want to talk about.
Yeah, so I stumbled upon a list, which for some reason, I'm not entirely sure, but I like to read through my Google Now feed from now and
Really?
again.
Google Now, of all things.
Yeah, because
that's where he gets his stories right before the show.
I don't look at anything else.
Respect.
Right? So I did come across this article that was in there, and its headline is "Meditation is like a human's way of clearing browser cache."
Interesting.
And that was so dumb that it made me laugh. So I was like, okay, I'm going to click on this.
All right, I'm sold.
This is how I found all my stories today.
I can tell. So I click on it, and it's a weird news entry from Huffington Post.
Oh, Huffington Post has so many weird shit.
Yeah,
I
love it.
It is weird.
It is really weird. But this particular one, this writer, this journalist, compiled a list of 25 of the most profound, quote unquote, shower thoughts on Reddit. Apparently, there's a subreddit called Shower Thoughts.
There is. It's glorious.
And that was one of them. And I think I'm going to subscribe to the subreddit because this
list should. It's full of gems.
So, is there any other shower thoughts?
Oh, there is. There's a lot. Now, I'm not going to go through all 25.
Why not?
But I mean, I will if you want.
Let's stop a few, and then we'll get a feel for.
Because
I'm not in the shower, so these thoughts might not.
Yeah, they might not work for us right now.
Exactly. So I jotted down a few.
I mean, Patrick doesn't believe in showers.
9 on my list. So
I think it's ironic that this is something we're talking about. Anyway, continue.
It is very ironic.
So that was one of them because I found that really funny.
Right.
But the second one I mentioned to Bryce earlier, and you, Patrick. And Bryce understood a little bit more than me, or more than you. But somewhere, someone is slaving over the PS5 logo and how to distinguish the 5 from the S tastefully.
Which, to be honest,
funny. And
that's
true.
Legit.
It's fucking true. Yeah, it's fucking true. You know,
I'll reiterate:
PlayStation 5.
I will reiterate for the purposes of me calling it, so we have the prediction on the podcast before it's even released or anything on record.
Okay,
I think it's the letter P and a 5 that's ambiguous to whether or not it's an S or a 5. It's gonna be the P5, but it could be like the PS or the P5. Like you look at it and it's both.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do a PS5 where they distinguish between them or anything. I think it's going to be that nice and clean.
Or they don't go a short logo and they just call it the PlayStation 5.
I don't think they'll do that because they originally did that with PlayStation 3. And it was the Spider-Man 3 font.
Yeah, it was weird.
It looked so ugly. It was horrible.
Yeah, on the console itself, it was awful.
Yeah, it was. But
well, I call it PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does.
I
use it interchangeably. between PlayStation 4 and PS4.
PlayStation's too many words or syllables. Nope. PS4.
So
I'm
that
just
was
kidding.
one.
I say PS4. I'm lazy.
I know,
Another
I know.
one
You
was
contrarian, you.
getting another set of teeth would be much more useful at age 60 rather than age 6.
Agreed.
Which
That's super true.
fully agree. Not something you ever really think about.
Wish we
here's
could
another-
space that out a little bit. True.
200 years ago, recording sound probably seemed as ridiculous as recording smell is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Food for
Okay.
thought.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can kind of record smell, i.e., scratch and sniff stickers.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing is it's incredibly primitive and not useful at all. Where back then it was similar to where you could, well, no, 200 years ago you couldn't record any form of sound because there
Nope,
weren't
not at
any
all.
form of anything. The closest you could get was were there self-playing pianos 200 years ago? Or is that
I don't think so.
or is that 1880s?
I think it's 1880s ish. Yeah.
Probably
60s,
100
80s,
years ago.
something
So
like
yeah,
that.
200 years ago that wouldn't have been a thing.
Nope.
Jesus, yeah, they would be like fucking magic and then burn whoever did it.
Yeah.
Us included.
Which, by the way, that's why time travel for women would suck. Anything at all before like recently, either they'd have less rights or would flat out be burned for being a witch for knowing anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
Pretty much time travel is only a man's fantasy because you can blend in as a man.
True. Yep.
Or, well, you had to be a woman with a man.
Yeah,
So,
you just
if,
have to
yeah.
so if you do something weird, then your husband has to like kind of beat you a little bit in public.
yeah.
A
Which
backhand
still
to the
sucks.
face.
So it's still shitty.
Yeah,
for-
okay, so it's still shitty, but at least you don't get burned.
Yeah, so maybe it's not 100% mortality rate, but you're still not going to have a good time traveling as a woman.
It's like 96%.
It's like, here, take this Tylenol before we get there. I might have to beat you.
Let's get that pain med going now. Sorry,
Smart.
continue. Just a thought.
You're good.
That was my shower thought. I'm adding it to the
That's
list.
good. I like it. There's another one. There's at least one person named Laurel out there who's really tired of every other person calling them Yanni this week.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everyone thinking they're the first one.
Yeah. So original.
Yeah, the
Fuckers.
very first person that did it, that person was probably like, huh. Not
Yeah.
even that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not-
Also, by the way, that shit's trippy. Just, put that
It
out.
has to do with the
Obviously.
audio ranges.
Yeah, it
Younger
does.
People hear the higher pitch stuff and the lower pitch goes in the background, whereas everyone else, because we can't hear the higher pitch stuff,
If
all
I
we can
put
hear
it
is
in my car, I hear Laurel. If I play it from my phone speaker, I hear Yanni.
if someone else plays it from their phone, I hear Yanni. If I play it from my phone and it's closer to me, I hear Laurel.
It's weird, right?
It's weird.
Anyway,
it's weird.
continue.
Anywho, this one's a little bit lengthy, but it makes
All
sense.
right, we'll make this the last one because
All right.
Bryce has a
Oh.
thing that's probably going to go a while, and we're nearing an hour.
Okay.
My bad.
Man, I got a couple good ones though. I'm gonna do
Okay,
two.
well, you know what?
Spitfire him. Spitfire him.
Spitfire him
All right.
out.
Spitfire.
Stop talking so slow.
All right. In a world where chip bags are becoming more and more airy, it's time we showed some respect to soda companies for filling those cans to the brim.
I agree with that.
I can respect that.
Patrick can relate to this one. It would be really useful if Windows could tell us in advance if an update was going to take 5 minutes or over an hour.
Agree.
no,
100%. Estimated time.
Tonight, when we fucking were getting online, I'm like, "Where the fuck you guys at? We got to do this shit." I just got home. I kicked
Yeah,
my
he
computer
hit
on.
us with it. He did Bryce ? Which is like, yo, what the fuck? Where you at?
Uh-huh.
And then he's just like, hey guys, I'm
I sent
updating.
them a picture of my computer screen, and it was like update 70-something%. 20 minutes later, I'm like, I'm at 80%. 20 minutes later, I'm like, I'm at 96%. I'll be on soon. Like, it was super fucking dumb.
It was done.
Yeah, it's retarded.
Anyway, continue.
So next one, saying "have a nice day" to someone sounds friendly, but saying "enjoy your next 24 hours" sounds threatening.
Yeah, because it's like enjoy your next 24 hours. This is the last 24 hours you fucking have.
That's what.
Hold on,
that's
wait.
not at all what you're saying, but that's what you're gonna hear.
What if you say, "Hey, enjoy your next 24 hours"?
No, it's still kind of vaguely like.
Yeah, but
What do you
only
mean by
vague.
that?
So if I'm like, "Have a nice day,"
Then it's just like, all right, he doesn't care about his job. He doesn't really mean that, but whatever. But it's not threatening. Enjoy your next 24 hours. Makes it like enjoy your. It's kind of like
Okay, I
I
see
see
you
look
guys
over
wanna-
my shoulder.
You guys want to go to my cottage in the forest? It'll be great. Or do you guys want to go to my cabin in the woods? One is
Sure.
serial killer rapist. The other one's like a fun little tea time.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, sure. And maybe that's because we've attached a mental association with certain words or
Where
how they're
if it's
used.
hourly, it's like a timed. You end at the end of that time. Whereas day is more of a concept of just enjoy the rest of your.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna say enjoy your next 24 hours to at least 2 people just to see how they react, and I'll report back.
Please do.
All right, cool.
Please do. And I got one more last one.
All right.
Found it kind of funny myself as well. Birth certificates are just receipts for human beings.
That is true. That is true, and you have to show your proof of purchase.
That's the funniest one.
For everything.
That one wins.
You need a driver's license? Where's your receipt?
Proof of purchase. Yeah.
Proof of purchase that human. Need it.
Meanwhile, you're standing here and you're like, but I am flesh bag.
They're like, no, I need a receipt. The serial number's on the receipt.
That's true.
We don't know our serial number offhand, or they can't trust it.
That's right.
So,
speaking
of birth certificates and proof of human beings,
what? That makes no sense.
I mean, it might. I'm gonna try and make it work. I want to talk about Roseanne, the show Roseanne that was recently rebooted into Roseanne 2018.
So real quick, my
Yes.
wife watched some of it, several episodes.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of episodes. I thought it was cool. It reminded me literally of Roseanne. It's like it just
It's very good. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty all right. It's pretty all right. There are just certain changes that were made, and these changes, in order to make sense canonically in my mind, because my mind is a battleground of fucking ridiculousness and obsessive pop culture disorder.
But at least you like Deadpool.
I like Deadpool, so I'm better than Jordan.
Wow,
so
low blow. Okay, fuck you guys. You want the show posted tomorrow?
Yeah. And actually, when you post it, we also want the next season of Stranger Things because we like that too. So go ahead and get on that. Thank you.
Shove it up your booty holes.
Anyways, so in Roseanne, in the original series, it ends on kind of a downer. The final episode is it revealing that the entire series we've been watching up to that point was Roseanne writing a book about her life and her family.
And by the way, they don't make this like they don't say it to you though.
Yeah, they show, they don't tell.
Yeah, and they kind of show like I guess I didn't first of all I didn't see that episode, and even reading it, even like reading what happened, Bryce had to kind of explain to me why, and now I see it. I agree.
Yeah. So in the series, Roseanne finishes writing her manuscript for her book, sends it out, it's done, and then she gives kind of like an epilogue for what everyone did after the events of the book. So this is reality. So all of Roseanne up to this final episode was all not fiction, but it was a record of what's happened. And then this final episode is us seeing her real life end that moment. And she talks about how certain people got married in her family. But the big one that kind of left everyone shocked and made it the most downer way to end a fucking sitcom ever was her being like, Dan died of his heart attack.
Yep.
And so Dan's dead. Her husband's dead. The lovable goofball who sent flowers and lied about sending flowers, being like, why would I send you flowers? And then in the message says, I did send the flowers. I tricked you. And then him turning around and being like, like that kind of romance where he knew her so well that she would ask and he could respond. And then she would read the card and see like that kind of romance. He's dead. He's gone. And it cuts to her going into the living room, sitting alone because all of her family moved out because they all got lives and married and everything. And it's just her and the dog, fade to black. Most depressing fucking way to end a series ever, by the way.
Yeah, pretty fucking ridiculous.
Hey, that family you had? Yeah, they're all gone and Dan's dead and I'm alone and all I have is my book and I'm sad. Bye. Thanks for giving us 6 years of your life in your home. So Roseanne gets rebooted. Dan's alive all of a sudden.
Yep.
And how they explain it in the show.
The scene is the dumbest part.
Yeah, the scene
they make fun of it.
Yeah.
Dan picks up a book or the manuscript and Roseanne says, just toss that. It's garbage. And he says, well, you did kill off your most interesting character. And they laugh and hug and it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with that is the manuscript is everything before that episode. That episode we see is the reality and her giving the epilogue. That's out of the finished manuscript. This is all in real time. So unless that manuscript was a book she was writing about her writing the book, then that doesn't explain anything. That character who died must have been something else.
And this, by the way, doesn't pick up right after though.
No, it doesn't. This
No,
is
yeah,
like
it's
a year
usually
jump.
yeah.
And so Dan being dead, in my theory, essentially is where the timeline splits into alternate realities. And the Roseanne we have now is a completely different Roseanne than the original Roseanne. And there are other things that support this, specifically certain changes to Roseanne and her mindset on certain items, political views and things of that nature.
And real quick, alternate realities are not going to be exactly the same, just kind of different.
Yeah. It's one of those things where there's small differences, but one of the big ones is that Roseanne in the original series was beat by her father. That's canonical. There's an episode that goes into it where DJ steals the family car to go visit grandpa or some shit. He gets caught and she spanks the shit out of him. And then later they have this whole thing where she sits down, she's drinking, she sits down with him and she explains how grandpa used to beat her a lot. And she essentially says, "I'm sorry I hit you. I never want to hit you. I never want to hit any of my kids. That's not who I am. Grandpa used to beat me a lot, so I never wanted to be that person and I never wanted to do what he did." And it was this whole heartfelt, like tearjerker episode thing about how she was a victim of domestic abuse, this whole thing with her father and how she didn't want to do that. And then there is an episode in the new show where essentially Roseanne criticizes Darlene because Darlene doesn't spank her kid. And she says, "You just need to spank your kid. Just spank the shit out of her," kind of deal. Because they're saying that the direct quote is, instead of spanking them, you just go tell them, you just go over there and tell them to think about what they did wrong. And that doesn't work. And this whole thing, and it undercuts one of the cornerstones of her character's backstory, because that was something she never wanted to do, and she was flippant against it. Now all of a sudden she's just like, fuck it, spank the kids, nothing will happen.
And it could just be that she's older and curmudgeon.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible. It is possible.
What else you got?
The other thing is that in the new show, oh god, hold on, I gotta bring it back up. In the new show, there's this whole thing. Yeah, I am buffering. You want to fight about it? Let's fight about it. In the old show, Roseanne actually would talk about like being pro-choice and being more of the feminist spectrum. In the first episode of the first season, she actually tells a boss that is essentially like kind of a sexist guy. He calls her sweetheart and a whole bunch of shit, and then she just fucking rips into him and all this shit about how she's equal and all this stuff. And the newer show, she's staunchly anti-abortion. She says that there should be some form of punishment for women. And there's this whole fucking thing about her having like a paradigm shift in her character and her values, which is kind of strange.
So you're saying that these things that you're saying here show us specifically that this is a different Roseanne in an alternate universe where Dan didn't die. They've now had these years together. Her views have been different, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where now she is a different person, and I think it's a different Roseanne. And that's
interesting.
That's the whole theory. It's an alternate universe, man.
I mean, maybe I could see how they would do that, but does that mean that the original Roseanne that we watched in this current timeline is just sad, lonely, and living by herself with her dog,
or dead?
Yeah, or dead.
I mean, you can only be sad that long before you just.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right.
And I don't know.
Or hold on, or it could just very well be that he
his death and then he came back.
Well, no, he had a heart attack. He's in the hospital. When we see her, it's I lost my Dan or whatever. But maybe they could easily have just said oh well, you know what, you're taking that out of context. She didn't say he's dead, right?
Right.
So
wait. In the new one,
in the first one, in the original ending.
In the original ending, she says when Dan died.
Oh, really?
She legit says when Dan died. Like she says, like in the, she's like, my writing is really what got me through the next year when Dan died.
Okay, so Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem with shows being rebooted like this and just ignoring what their original endings were.
Yeah, because we were talking about this a little bit before the show. You brought up Will and Grace.
Yeah, Will and Grace. So my wife loves Will and Grace, like fucking loves it. So she watched the new Will and Grace, and essentially they just kind of picked up where they left off.
And that's the thing, is a lot of shows are ignoring their season finale when they do the reboot.
But they did. This show did the same thing.
Yeah.
So also and from what I understand, because Fuller House is a thing, right?
It is.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Fuller House in many ways ignores some of its
Character developments and stuff.
Original story and character development. They just ignore stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they have to now, or whatever, you know. Hold on, or maybe she split personality and Dan died, and now she's reliving her life the way she wishes she would have. So, that's crazy. My God.
Okay, so you're saying that now she's gone crazy from the loss of Dan, and that what we're seeing in the new show is what she thinks her life should have been, and it's another like fantasy environment, kind of like how the original was her book. Because the funny thing is about the original series and the book thing is there are certain things that we saw in the show that weren't true. Because she explains in the book that he thought Darlene married David in the book. But in actuality, Darlene married Mark, and David actually married Becky. And there's like this whole thing about that, how she thought certain people would be better together, so she made that for the book. And so she was like explaining what events in the book didn't happen when she was explaining the actual reality. So she's already shown that when she creates a fantasy world, she edits it to be the way she would want it to be.
Yeah, so that could.
True.
So there's some grounds there. Maybe
there's some grounds
this
there. Maybe
is the book.
This could be a new book. This could be a new book of what my life should have been, and it's all fantasy and everything. She probably wouldn't self-insert and just make a new family, but we're seeing it from her perspective, and as the flawed narrator perspective, it would be her and her family because she's self-inserting everybody, but she wouldn't actually say Roseanne for the main character, Dan for the husband, and all that. This is a new family for the book series, but that's a possibility too. It could be all fiction.
You know, which I mean is
a sad, lonely woman who's no longer with her family. It would make sense that the family gets back together because of hard times the kids are having and all that stuff. It wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if that was the case, if she brought her family back together through the power of writing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will tell you this though, that through the power of it's 2:00 in the morning,
we fucking nailed it.
We definitely fucking nailed it. You know, this episode should just be about an hour, so you're fucking welcome.
You're welcome.
Jordan, don't sing. Oh, damn it.
You're welcome.
Jordan, plug all our things before we get the fuck out of here.
So most importantly, of course, Facebook. Just search for PBnJ podcast, PB the letter NJ podcast. We also would love for you to check out the live stream of this if you haven't already by just searching for PBnJ podcast on YouTube.
Yep.
And Twitter at PBnJ podcast. Of course, we now do have a Twitch that we'll be using soon.
Yep. So and we'll let you know. We'll be posting up every day when we go up on it.
Yep, exactly. And of course, last but not least, email us at pbnjpodcast@gmail.com and check out the audio version of this on our website, pbnjpodcast.podbean.com.
We love it when you guys hit us up.
We really do.
90% of the time we use the content you guys send to us because you guys send gold every time.
You really fucking do. Questions are great. Keep them coming. Interaction in the chat. If you're here, John, Michael, we appreciate that shit.
Definitely appreciate it.
Chatbot, not so much. Fuck off. And
that was so dumb.
It is so dumb. What was its name?
It was
HIV
positive transgender.
Yeah,
so it was like already like a losing battle for it because its name is already a troll name.
Yep.
Anyway, fucking thank you for listening. We really fucking appreciate it. Have an excellent, whatever fucking time of day it is.
Yeah.
Enjoy your next 24 hours.
Enjoy your next 24 hours.
We'll find you.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
You're next. And done. All right, I'm going to find the beginning of that
Hey,
I
the
can-
name of the show should be "Enjoy Your Next 24 Hours."
Oh yeah.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Let me
Oh,
add
that actually is really good.
Video peeps, whether you're watching live,
Thank you.
whether you or you're watching after the fact, we pick up a couple views that way. We thank you very much for that. However, the video is fucking over. Go home.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.